My mom had breast cancer last year. And if you guys follow me for a while, you may or may not know this. I have a distrust of doctors. If you watch my last video, that'll give you a clue as to one of the reasons why. But anyway, so she's living in Oklahoma now, and I'm still in Pennsylvania. And so she called me up and gave me the news and told me, they found a lump, and I'm, going through the process, and I go to see the doctor, and she kind of kept me informed every step of the way. So she goes to see the oncologist, and they advise her to remove the entire breast, have a mastectomy, and then she can, decide whether she wants to just remove both. Now she's in her 70s, 74, I think, 73, 74. So I shocked. Oh my goodness, is it that bad? And she says, no, I don't think so. They've described it as the size of the tip of my pinky, and it's a slow growing cancer. So I said, why do they want to remove your entire breast? I really thought that way of thinking of treatment went out ages ago. And just a little background, I am not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one, and I don't give medical advice. However, years ago, I was determined to be at high risk for breast cancer. I have a lot of cysts in my breast, which can turn to cancer, they told me. And so because of that, I read a lot of information, a lot of medical studies. I try to stay on top of things as much as I can without, obsessing on the topic. So what I told her is, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but, I gave her Dr. McDougall's website. I showed her where you can find the information on breast cancer. And I told her, Dr. McDougall recommends you just remove the lump. That's what he says. And if it comes back, and a lot of times it will, you remove that lump too. Unless it's fast growing or has already spread, all you need to do is remove the lump, because they had told her mastectomy, possible double mastectomy, radiation and chemo. Her greatest fear was not losing her breast, it was losing her hair. Mama's vain, so am I. And I can understand that to a certain degree. So I told her I wouldn't do the radiation and chemo. If I was sitting in your shoes, I would remove the lump and I would not do radiation and chemo. If it's a small lump and they can remove it, why do they need to do that? Well, they had explained to her that it can go to the lymph nodes. They wanted to do biopsies on the lymph nodes. Gave her all these reasoning that this cancer will spread through your body. And I said, whoa, hold up a minute. Cancer is into our entire body at all times. Studies have shown that. It's whether or not you feed that cancer, eating processed food, sugar, salt, all of that, or whether you starve that cancer. And I have told her the story many times about a man that I used to work with that had inoperable, incurable pancreatic cancer. He went to see a neuropath who put him on a juicing diet, juicing fruits and vegetables. They stopped the progression of the cancer, and then they went on with flax seeds and yogurt, of all things, to remove the cancer completely. He was cured, is still cured years later. I mean, he is the healthiest person I have ever seen. He's what got me on a plant-based diet. One of the reasons why I learned about a plant-based diet was through this man's cancer treatment. He glowed. He looked magnificent because of this juicing diet that he was on. Anyway, that's beside the point. So I said, Mom, you know, you really need to take some time and think about this. She was of the opinion that whatever the doctor says, that's what you do. And I am not of that opinion. And I had to explain to her, you are in charge of your treatment. It's your body. And you're in your 70s. And you have to determine how do you want to live the rest of your life, however long that is. And for years, I have made it adamant to my family, if I am ever diagnosed with something like this, I'm not going to bankrupt my family going in these treatments that are going to make my life miserable and make my last days on this earth miserable. I don't want to go out like that. That's just me. So I had this conversation with her that doctors are not gods. They don't know everything. And you need to get a second opinion. You need to read up on research. You need to make an informed decision on your treatment plan. And you have a right to be part of that treatment plan. Don't just let them tell you this is what I recommend you do, and then you just blindly do it. Don't do that. Because I used to be like that. So she had some time to think about it. They weren't in any hurry to just rush her off to surgery. That was the first clue. And I told her, if this was something that was moving so fast that you had to get right in to save your life, then you would know that you should do something radical like this. The fact that they're telling you you have time, that's a clue. So I said, take your time, do some research, get a second opinion if you need to, and really think about this. So she, you know, being her age and her other health conditions, she has, you know, heart issues. They had to determine whether her heart was healthy enough to undergo surgery. Okay. So that gave her time getting in to see a cardiologist, which took a month or probably more, at least a month. And then scheduling after that. So to make a long story short, she went in, had the surgery to remove the lump. They got all the cancer. She did not do radiation and chemo, which was her greatest fear. And she's fine. So Dr. McDougall to the rescue once again.